Right.
Go to the
Or
gym and
there's
push
right.
weight.
Or there's right. Or you just don't stop fucking ordering DoorDash at 9 o'clock
Yeah.
and with fries and chicken wings
Yeah. Make
and stuff
smart
like
food
that.
choices. Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
exactly. So that's when you start. I always say you start with your diet.
Yeah,
If you really
absolutely.
want to lose weight, you got to start with your diet.
Hmm.
Look at what assess what you eat on a certain thing. If and I always tell people.
Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding has a special guest, actually special in my life because he is a childhood friend. We went to high school together, John Kass, and I'm bringing him on for a specific reason because I always have this philosophy that in order to get in shape, you have to do a workout that you like. You don't have to do bodybuilding, even though 98% of this channel is about bodybuilding. You don't have to do bodybuilding. And John is in incredible shape, and he has a really unorthodox way of working out. So I'm just going to hand it over to you, John. How you doing, man?
Johnny, it's great to connect with you. Thank you for very much for having me on this show. Before we get into anything, I just want to let your audience know that John Livier was always one of the more real guys that I grew up with in school. Going to school in Staten Island, if everybody knows that, it's very challenging to fit in with the in crowd. John never cared about shit like that. He always accepted everybody for what they were, whether they were the nerds or the cool crowd, didn't matter. John had his own crowd, and you know what? I'm glad to connect with you, man. And I'm very proud of everything you've done. The charisma, the energy that you have on your shows. I've been watching them. I'm very proud of you, man.
Thank you, bro. That means a lot for me coming from a childhood friend because it's a lot of work. So when people say that, I truly appreciate it. So much respect,
Yes,
brother. And
absolutely. So, okay, go.
so what happened was we connected on Facebook because I only started getting social media when I started the podcast because I have to
Right.
advertise for the podcast, right? So you were like one of the first guys I connected with on Facebook, and ever since then we've been
Hmm.
shooting the shit a little bit. And I see your videos, and you are in fantastic shape, but your workouts are tremendously unorthodox. And
Yeah.
I wanted to have you on because I wanted to show the audience that in order to get in shape, you don't have to be a bodybuilder. You could do plenty of other things. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to show the audience some videos of you training, but
Sure.
um, I would like you to explain how you came up with this workout regimen.
Absolutely. So it started in 2020 with the pandemic. I mean, that was actually the climax. We really weren't into like playing sports or whatever. We just wanted to get a good workout in. We used to go to Atlas Gym. Atlas
Oh
Gym.
God, I remember Atlas Gym. Jesus Christ.
I always said that I looked up to your traditional bodybuilding, and I always followed that kind of way of working out. But when you reach a certain age, and I never had the genetics to actually keep to actually have like keep fat off my body or whatever, no matter what kind of diet I had. So I was always into running and doing stuff like that. But when I hit my 40s, um, there's a thing called efficiency when your body knows what you do all the time, and when you reach a certain age and your body, you lose that like free testosterone,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of have to like shock your body a little bit. I was looking into things like that, and so what I was basically doing was just trying to do different things, and I was looking up things of what people do in their 40s. Um, and I started studying. I don't know if you're a wrestler, Triple H. Triple H was doing like stuff like at midnight, where he said no, he wasn't like looking the way he wanted to anymore, so he had to take it to the next level where it was more calisthenics as opposed to traditional bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So I was studying that, and all of a sudden, bam, 2020, the pandemic came, and the gyms closed, and all this stuff, and I panicked because here's the truth: I knew that if I didn't keep up with my fitness, I would totally go out of shape.
Right.
At that time I was in decent shape, but I had the dad bod, which, by the way, I hate that fucking phrase
So do I.
to the fullest extreme. To me, the dad bod that phrase is a cushioning for people who like it's almost like I'm getting out of shape, but let me put a label on something
Right.
to make me feel better instead of like no, fuck that.
That's right. You're 100%
If
right.
you, and when people say, "Well, listen, we all have a dad bod," no, and that used to bother me to shit. I was like,
Yeah.
"No, I don't want a fucking dad bod." By the way, I'm not a dad.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want the milk dud body, where you look like you're melting, and then,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
seriously. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look into this and try to get myself into some kind of shape. Um, that I doubt myself a little bit because I'm 40. I was in my 40s and I didn't have the greatest genetics, but I was at the same time I was so pissed off that we were locked down and the
Oh
gyms are
God, tell me about it.
closed and dude, it was and that's not me. That is so not me. I hate that. I hate being like when there's a snowstorm and people are like, "Oh, good, we can stay home and just eat all day." No, it drives me insane. I
Me too.
hate
I
that.
have to be busy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, this was like one big fucking snowstorm that was gonna happen forever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to find something else, and I, I I don't know if I worked out at I still do at with
Retro.
retro exactly. So and there was what's it called a models that it was the last day that was going to be open. So I
Hmm.
was like, you know what? No, I'm going in there. I just picked up a couple of kettlebells, a couple of weights or whatever. I said, I'm going to make this my workout somehow. And when you said like unorthodox, I basically if you look at traditional bodybuilding, and I'm going to use a perfect example like bent over rows. We do, you do like a heavy something that you could do for 8 to 10 reps, maybe even more.
Hmm.
You bent over but you usually hold on to something or you put your knee on something. I
Right.
say, you know what? I'm not gonna have 80 to 100 pound dumbbells in my house. My house wasn't that big.
Right.
So I'm going to make things difficult. So I'm going to do like 30 to 40 pound dumbbells, which was the only thing that my dumbbells went up to. But I would do them on a planking situation. So I'm constantly igniting my core.
Hmm.
And so that was my whole motivation to make everything more challenging instead of doing like where the challenge came from instead of weight it was the actual movement.
Hmm.
So a 30 to 40 pound row felt like I was doing 80 to 100 pounds, but at the same time I was actually really like igniting my core, and it was no resting situation. Like even when you do something like that, and sometimes people like they're rowing whatever. Yeah, you might be putting some like emphasis on your back, but like let's be honest. Sometimes there's a little bit of a rest or whatever. There's no rest in my sets in my workout, and that's exactly what I was aiming for. Just to keep on doing things like that. Don't worry about numbers. I always say don't worry about numbers. Worry about intensity. Um, on top of it all, I kept up on my running and cardio, and I also tightened up my nutrition. Where I know you're not a big fan of the, that this is why I was very interested in meeting with you because I've listened to your videos,
Hmm.
and you're not a big fan of the no carb thing or whatever, but I it worked for me. I've always been big, I'm a big steak eater. I'm a very big meat eater, and
Hmm.
I'm a very big dairy eater. So keto really worked for me.
Okay.
And listen, I mean, to make a long story short, I lost 65 pounds.
Wow.
65 pounds from February 2020 to the beginning of 2021, and I kept it off for 2 years.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Well,
And
good.
I don't mean to cut you off, but
No, it's all right.
I don't, you know, and at the same time, I have a social life. I go out,
Hmm.
I have drinks and stuff like that. But I've been able to really lock down my nutrition. Being able to me, I always say nutrition is 80%. The gym is 80% in the kitchen. I always say that.
It's the truth.
I don't give a shit what people say. You could work out for 3, 4, 5 hours. It doesn't matter. If you're eating like shit, if you're not taking care of your diet, whatever, it doesn't matter to me anyway. I mean,
It's 100% accurate. Yeah.
yeah. So, what I do is it's called negotiating calories. So if you one day, like for example, last night I went to a big steak dinner with my friends or whatever. So I know that I'm going to take in more calories than I did
Right.
than usual, right?
Hmm.
So I did great cardio. I did a great shoulder circuit, a big hit. When I say I love doing like the sledding. If you see me in my videos,
Sure.
I do big sledding and stuff like that. Boxing is another big hit circuit that I like to do. So I went a little bit extra, but I ate like an animal last night. I had steak and a whole bunch of like octopus and all that stuff. I still keep
Yeah.
keto to some extent, but maybe
Sure.
I'll cheat a little bit. There was ice cream, so I had a little ice cream. But then the next day, like today, I went like with the calories. What I had was like a little tuna salad,
Right. Right.
and so you negotiate.
Right. Right.
One day you have more, one less. You have to map things out. I always say map out your week when it comes to your dieting and your workouts. So
Hmm.
and try to figure out if you have any big events coming up this week, like say a wedding or whatever, you work around that, and then
Yeah.
and that's how you don't put that much pressure on yourself to say, "Oh, I need to get a workout." And no, you know what? You don't take that day off and work around it, whether it be dieting or working out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I actually do something similar as far as like, I usually do one night a week. Either I go out to eat with my wife or we order in and I eat what I want.
Right.
So, and then if there is a wedding or a birthday or something, family, that's the day that I would, right. And replace that. I do
Of
something
course.
gross. Now, as far as the low carbs and keto, the only reason why I'm against keto is if for bodybuilding, you're not going to be able to build much muscle if you have no carbs in you. But if you want
Absolutely.
to, yeah.
Right.
But if you
I
want to
don't.
stay lean and lose
Yeah.
body fat and stay lean and agile and so on and so forth, like you do, then it's perfect. Then it's
Yeah.
never a problem.
And I totally agree with that. I mean, it all depends on your goals. If you want to build up mass, I don't recommend keto at all.
Right.
Sometimes keto's tough when like you need some energy, man. Like I said, I have like these different like protein bars or whatever that have enough carbs to get you through a workout or whatever, but at the same time you keep ketosis or whatever. But yeah, it's tough. You need that energy. I mean,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, if you're training like a bodybuilder, keto's not the thing because you're gonna lose weight. You want to get
Yeah.
big,
Right.
you want to,
Right.
yeah.
Did you take
No,
any adjustment when you switched to keto? Did it take adjustment as far as your energy or your attitude, your mood? Because a lot of people really their mood gets terrible and they're sluggish and so on and so forth.
I can be a moody bastard.
Yeah, but I've also heard that if you continue with keto, your body actually makes an adjustment where it utilizes the fat as energy at a certain point, but it takes time.
It does take time. It does take time, and as many times I'm like sluggish as shit. I'm like, this sucks right now. Like, but I go through it. I really do. What I do, like, I live for that shake after my workout. I have a great protein shake. It fulfills a lot of things because, like, keto, there's very little. I don't like sweets, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, there is, that sweet tooth that you have to fulfill sometimes, and
Of
that
course.
shake, yeah. So that's usually my first meal and I also do like a little bit of intermittent fasting, depending on I get lazy if I eat in the middle of the day. I get lethargic. I don't like it.
Okay.
So and especially before a workout, like
Mhm.
if I had like a big breakfast, like eggs and all that stuff,
Yeah.
the last thing I want to do is work out. I want to go to sleep.
Right. 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 Yeah.
So so I wake up. I'll have my coffee. I'll have like a little piece of, like, like a protein bar, a little piece of like organic peanut butter, just to get some protein in because I have my vitamins or whatever. And
Hmm. Right.
sometimes
You
I
got
don't
to
like to
take.
have the vitamins or supplements like on an empty stomach or whatever. So just to have that, just to get a little, energy going, and then I'll go to the gym. I'll either go for a run. I'll work out. But and once I'm done working out for the day, I'll have my shake, and after 4 or 5 hours, I have my dinner. And I'm a dinner guy, so that's why that works for me. I love dinner.
Okay.
Like, I don't want lunch. I don't care about breakfast is good, is cool, but like like I told you, like if I have a big breakfast, I'm tired after a
Right.
while. I'm
Right.
like,
Right. 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 Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's good on like maybe vacations or whatever, but
Hmm. Hmm.
I love a big dinner. I love going out, to dinner, and or even I'm a cook myself, so that actually helped me too
Hmm.
with my whole like transformation, because I know that what I'm actually putting in the food, like sometimes you go to dinner and you think you're not having, like, certain things in certain foods, and they're throwing like, like
All right.
flour,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of, so you don't know
Yeah.
that.
That's right.
So that helped me out too, where I was making my own dinner and stuff like that. But even when I go out, and it's funny because you go to your common spot, and they know I'm all about keto. And there's restaurants that that usually they'll make a cream spinach and they'll put flour in it, but it's all John's in, so they replace it with like grated cheese and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you kind of
There are restaurants that are keto friendly. You
oh
know,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. But you just
I don't know how many are in Staten Island.
yeah, I know everything's pasta this,
Yeah.
pasta
Yeah.
that, but yeah. But and some places are getting insulted if you say no, 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 I don't want, I don't want like this in there, and they'll be like, no, get out of here.
Yeah. So now, what you're a single guy. Does it get in the
Yes,
way? Does your diet and exercise regimen get in the way of dating? Because, um,
good question.
because I remember before I got married and I'd be dating, and I would be, I was more so into bodybuilding back then. And my attitude was, I don't care if you're not into it, but you have to understand that I'm into it. That was my old attitude. But the whole
And that's
thing, it didn't matter because if they didn't like it, then they weren't about it. So it was like, hey, they got to go to dinner with me and they got to go to the gym. They would just cut you off and be like, you're not fun. This isn't good. I don't like going to. I was dating a girl that I'd go to the gym with, and she got mad that I was in the gym and being serious. I'm like, this isn't fun
John.
time. Yeah, yeah.
John, you're singing my song. I there when it comes to my fitness, don't fuck with me. Like
Yeah, right.
I'm dead serious. Like today I was like boxing and doing my jump roping and everything, and these two kids came into the same room, and they started like doing like it's almost like they're looking like I can't stand when people come into the gym and they just want to like
Fuck
as if
around.
they're in Disney World and fuck around and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then all of a sudden they go to the and then another guy was like doing the Rocky theme while he was
Yeah.
punching I looked at them. I was like, guys, get the fuck out of here! Like
Yeah, yeah,
this is not fun time. This is
yeah,
not and listen, maybe I'm the guy that that's a little bit too bizarre with it,
yeah.
and but I'd rather be that guy than the
Right.
guy that looks the slacker off. And listen, whether you agree with that or not, and to answer your question about dating, yeah, I mean, you know, if I get involved seriously with another girl or whatever, you're gonna have to accept the fact that this is not just like it's not going to the movies. It's not going golfing. It's not going. It's part of my life.
Yeah, it's
You know,
every day.
Arnold,
Yeah,
yes, every day. Arnold Schwarzenegger to this day said it. He goes, no, I train because it's part of my life. It has
yeah,
nothing to do with like, oh, I want to get. No, it's part of my regimen. If you tell me, because he was on an interview and they said, well, what do you need to accomplish anymore? Why keep on going to the gym? Because you might as well ask me why I wake up and breathe.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Exactly what he said. Because it's part of my life. Whether I've been doing it for 40, 50 years. I can't imagine the day that I stop doing a training thing. And you got to kill me.
Yeah,
And you almost have to be in that category to understand that. I
yeah,
understand there's people that don't, and and fine, but don't fuck with the people that are in that
yeah,
category. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. Exactly,
Like let
exactly.
them let us be, and we'll let you be. You know what
Right,
I'm
right, right.
saying? Yeah. So
Let,
when people are like, oh, why you so weird? We're working on. No, I'm not the weird one. Like to me, I'm this is my norm.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and I'm gonna
yeah.
say the same thing to dating. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm sure, like I know girls that, were like, well, why don't you have this, eat that? Why you could take a day off, whatever. No, I make those decisions
Yeah.
first and foremost. I make those decisions, and if listen, there's nothing wrong with a day off. I work
Right,
out every day only because I want to. I don't think you don't have to because I
right,
want to.
right, right,
You
right,
know,
right. Yeah, I agree. I
it's
agree.
my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I tell, my listeners or whatever, I said, you don't have to work out every day. Matter of fact, 4 or 5 days is probably efficient.
Right,
I work out every day because I want to.
right, 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 right.
And that's it. And if you don't want, if you think that's weird, well, sorry, but that's me.
Right.
Then I'm weird to you.
Yeah. Do you ever have a girl try to sabotage it? Like mentally, passively, aggressively sabotage? Like I've had that. I've had a girl, but
Oh yeah,
like before
absolutely.
before I got married, I had a girl tell me that she goes, "You're like the girl, and I'm the guy." And I'm like, okay, I guess because I would eat clean and go to the gym and so on and so forth. Or I had another girl tell me that, oh,
Metrosexual,
no. Typical
asexual.
Staten Island meathead. And I'm like, okay.
No, no, fuck that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. And it's just all because they don't do it or they don't have the
Well, they
discipline to
don't
do
want to
it.
compete with you. Girls
Yeah,
don't want to.
yeah, that's right. That's
They
right.
want to look. They want to look better than you and the couple.
That's right. That's right.
And it's the same thing with the friends. Like you have friends that you want to chill with or whatever, and they're like, wow, you look so much better than me. But so instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna try to like work out like you, instead they try to make you go on their side
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
be the fat bastard that whatever. It's like, come on, you
yeah.
don't have to work out today.
That's the
No,
truth.
no.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
And so that's what they do instead.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
listen. My best advice to everybody like that, just do you. And
That's
that's
right.
it. And that's
That's right.
it. Just do you.
Let's take a look at. I want to bring up a video of
Sure.
you training, and then we'll take a look at it, and then we will discuss what you're actually doing. So
Yeah, go
here
for
we
it.
go. So this is John's Facebook, and it's just John D. Kass. And here's the actual video. Oh, sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Hold
don't worry
on.
about it. Do it. Do we have to do? I would say pull-ups are my biggest accomplishment in my
There we
life.
go. Okay, so you see how like basically, it's like a combination of everything, but it's very, very fast paced.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that again because there we go.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a a montage of
Right.
different but so basically, I mean, just so you know, I'm very
There we
big
go.
on body resistant workouts,
Okay.
push-ups, pull-ups. I and this is not to bring this up, but there's a reason why when people come out of the can, they
Yeah.
look fucking jacked up. And
Yeah.
it's not because they're in a five-star
Yeah.
gym,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because they're doing body resistant workouts. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? And like when you think about a push-up, which is the most basic movement, your body's constantly not resting. Even when you're up, you're on a plank, so
Right.
you're locking up your stomach. Again, and it's tough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's people that can't, unfortunately, can't do one or two push-ups, and even if they can't even hold themselves up,
Yeah.
and
Let's say I'm going to go back and see if I can get your stories because in your stories it's a little bit more
yeah,
explicit.
go
Let's
for it.
see. Yeah. So good. You can continue. Let's see.
No, and the pull-ups. I mean, the pull-ups are very sentimental to me because I love doing like a lot of pull-ups. When I was a kid, again, I was very chubby.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
doing doing one pull-up would have been amazing for me. I used to go to if John, from being on the island PS8. I think we used to have like our 40s
Okay.
back in the day
Oh my God.
PS8.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, in Great Hills. When I was a kid, when I was like in sixth or seventh grade,
Yeah. I wasn't.
even younger.
I wasn't on Staten Island yet. But go ahead. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But no, six or seven. But even like in six. But I'm saying like my grandfather used to take us to PSA and just to like do, and he was 55, like 56, and he would do his chin ups and pull ups. I couldn't do one, and I felt very discouraged. And he would tell me, just keep working at it, keep working at it. You'll be fine. You'll be good. Just work on yourself. You'll be, and he was very encouraging. And for me to always, to do a pull up, um, to do the pull ups that I do, different variations. There's more to it than just my body. And that's something you have to really tie into your fitness. Like, it's not just about the way you look. There's meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
we've all been through different battles of our, trying to get our body the way we wanted to do it. And so, like I always said, like, yeah, people say, well, you're showing off. Fuck yeah, we're showing off. You know how hard it is to get where we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's not like something's handing this to me, whatever. It's not like I'm inheriting this. You're working your ass off to get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to call it showing off, and I always say it's only looking like showing off to haters that don't have the balls to do what you're doing.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
I always say that. So yeah, call it showing off. I call it just doing my thing and trying to make it. Try to set a sample for other people that because I'm telling you right now, people our age, 9 times out of 10, that they say, "Oh, I got to get back to the gym. I got back." Those people are miserable with it. I don't care how much money they have in the bank. I don't care what they're doing in their life, how many vacations they go on. They're not happy because they don't like the way they look. The way and people say, "Well, that sounds vain." No, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
If
and
you do not,
they don't like the way they look, and when you get past
right.
40, they don't like the way they feel.
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
they could say whatever they want, whatever. And if you don't like if you're saying, "Wow, I need to do this, I need to do that," whether you're saying that loud or in the back of your head, you're not happy with the way you look, if you're not happy with the way you look, you're not happy.
Yeah, you're not.
I don't care
Yeah.
what. You have to have some kind of happiness, to, like the way you look.
Right.
I don't. Again, I don't care how successful you are, financially, and occupationally, whatever. You gotta have some kind of likeness of the way you look.
Okay.
And
No,
just,
I agree. I absolutely agree. So now take me through. You work out in the morning. Take me through a workout because I want to get like kind of like
sure.
detailed in your actual workout because I've seen it on Instagram and Facebook and so on and so forth. So explain. You go in and like for example, like somebody like me, I go in and okay, so like I did today was leg day, right? So I did legs, but you don't do
Mhm.
that. So explain to me what your workout is in detail, exactly how much time and what you do.
Okay. So, basically, I have a general idea what I'm going to do on a week to week basis. Um, Say starting with Monday, it'll be a push pull chest and arms day. Um, I always have cardio involved, and when I say cardio, I'm a big proponent of running. I've always been a big, and I think it's more sentimental than actual trying to like just maintain a fitness. But because I've always, if I had issues in the past, I've always run and clear my head, whatever. So whether I do like maybe 20 minutes to 40 minutes of running just to get some cardio going, so that will be involved, whether it be outside or on. No, if I run outside, I do it for distance and on a regular jog for 45, 50 minutes.
Mm.
If I do it on the treadmill, I do it for sprinting for maybe 20 minutes. I always tie that into either a sledding, some kind of sledding variation. If you see from my videos, I do different kinds of sledding, or boxing. So
Okay.
that's my three main things when
Mm.
it comes to that. I maybe twice, three times a week I tie into some jump roping. So that's my cardio version.
Okay.
At the same time, John, I do traditional bodybuilding exercises where I'll do bench pressing for like dumbbells. But I would stay more in the rep situation where I'm doing um like 10 to 15 reps as my heavy.
Mm.
Back in the day, we always pyramided
Right.
when we
Right. Right.
were that, so we would do like 10, 6, 4,
Right.
maybe
Right. Right.
2 if you really want,
Right.
but I would do like maybe 10 to 15 reps depending on how I feel that day of bench pressing. But when it comes to like chest and chest and arms or whatever, big into push-ups, different kinds of variations of push-ups. I would do where I'm planking on dumbbells. If you see from just different things like that. I have these core coasters. If everybody always sees these little things that I have, so I'll plank on that as well as doing. I will just make things difficult instead
And
of.
there's no break, right? You're once you get into the
I
gym,
go I go hard. I
okay,
don't
no break. It's not like this
yeah
sets. You're just boom, boom, boom. And
yeah.
how long are you doing this for? Like how long is a normal workout for you?
Um. Anyway, I would say on average an hour and a half.
Okay, all right. So and
Hour
an
and a
hour and
half
a
to two
half with
hours.
like literally no break, just fucking
Like
balls to the
like
wall.
exactly. And
Okay,
if I'm breaking, it's breaking for like a minute, and
Wh-
I'm just going. A lot of times it's the reason because I'm busy. I do have a job,
yeah.
and so I just want to. I always say my favorite. People say, what's your favorite workout to do?" My favorite workout to do is walk down the fucking stairs with a shake in my hand and go in my car and go home. That really is my favorite workout. It's my favorite exercise. I'm. People say, "Yeah, you love it." It's a love hate relationship, like right? Yeah, I love that. I love that I am this person. Do I love what I'm doing when I'm doing it? No, I don't love it. but I love the results. I love the fact that I am that person. I love,
Right.
that it's in me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It only makes sense to people that
Are in it.
get it.
Yeah.
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 You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
and that's the part that, that people that don't work out that often don't
Mhm.
get, because, they'll say, this sucks. I'm not doing this anymore. I gotta do,
So,
and get ahead, go.
John, you have an Instagram?
Yeah, I do.
All
It's
right,
Cast
let's
Iron
let's
Fitness.
hold on. Let's go to
Yeah, that's usually my big thing.
all right,
And
let's go to Instagram because I always see you on Facebook. So let's go to Instagram and
yeah.
let's go to look at this girl's fucking boobs. She was a guest on my other channel. I have a channel called Guy Talk. I have a channel called Guy Talk, and she was a guest on Guy Talk. I swear. Yeah.
She can join Cast Iron Fitness if she
Yeah,
wants.
absolutely. If anybody's into like fucking dirty girls, raunchy humor, making fun of the news and what's going on in the world, and you don't really give a fuck, go to Serious and Selena's Guy Talk, which is my third channel, and you'll see plenty of girls like this on. And
Oh boy.
and this one will be next. This one's coming
And
on.
you're always good with
The-
that kind of talk, Johnny.
this one, oh, where is she? This one will be next. What the hell is her name? Well, where is she? Hold on. Let's see. This one's coming on tomorrow, actually, and she will be on that. Yeah, she doesn't have the boobs, but she's just a dirty OnlyFans girl. So, and
Oh boy.
people always go, doesn't your wife get pissed? I'm like, I can't fuck any of them through Zoom. I can't. It's impossible.
You can look with kids touch. That's all right.
Yeah, I can't fuck any of them through Zoom. Okay, so what is your Instagram?
Cass with a Cass and a T, Iron Fitness. If you put Cass T, you may see it.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't follow you. That's
Here
weird.
I am. Here I am.
Okay, got it.
That's me.
All right. All right. So
Yeah,
let's see. Let's see.
I haven't been talking that much lately because, you know what, I talked enough. If nobody's involved, but you know what, I've been getting a lot of feedback lately of people that are following different workouts that I do. They've lost weight and stuff like that.
Which one? Which video is of you training? Let's see. Any of
maybe
you
my stories.
in your stories? Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Oh, that's just a picture. Okay.
yeah. My story. You know what? Yeah, you might not have gotten my stories have been mightily expired. So a lot of my
Okay.
videos of me talking.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. So then people have to find you on Facebook.
yeah,
then.
yeah. I'm gonna be posting tomorrow.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't get a chance to do it today, but
All right. So
at the
tell
same,
everybody. Tell everybody what your
again,
Facebook is and your Instagram. I'll make sure that it is in the description
yeah,
area so people could go and take a look for themselves and see what you do. So go ahead.
absolutely. My Instagram is Cast Iron Fitness. I do have a lot of followers. I'm also on what's it called? What's that crazy site that all the kids are
TikTok,
on? TikTok as well. That's, it's very good with that. Facebook
Twitter.
is, yeah, John Cass. Yeah, I mean, like
So
I
on
said,
Facebook, it's John Kass, Kass.
yes,
Okay, so
and
it's JOHNKASS.
yeah,
And I will put both links in the description so people could come and look, because I'm telling you, you have to actually see the actual workout. You can't
yeah,
really explain it. You've explained it the best you can, but it's really an impressive workout. Now, the other
I
thing I
appreciate
wanted
that.
to, oh, of course, the other thing I wanted to ask is, did you come up with these things yourself, or is this something that you researched, or you combine both?
It's funny. It's a great question, John, because you know, I I did like I said, when I was looking for different things to do, and I seen Triple H working out and doing stuff like that, and a lot of calisthenics that he was doing. This guy, Joe DeFranco, great trainer. He's an entrepreneur. He actually started out in we're just doing like regular like personal training, and all of a sudden he has like a chain, his own chain and everything. So God bless him for that. To the point that he's training Triple H and football players and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like, yeah, I knew, and I remember hearing Triple H saying and everything because I knew I can't do what I did back in the day. So
Yeah, it's the truth.
I needed to change things up. And
Right.
so I started watching him doing like different things where you using like different like bands and stuff like that, and where there was when you keep in constant intensity on your body because your body needs to work. If you get older and like I said, you don't have that free testosterone anymore. You have to kind of build it up where you're not just doing the regular working out anymore, especially if you don't have that in your in your genetics.
Hmm.
So um I would watch a couple of things on, just to answer your question, I watch a couple of things on different videos, and I would innovate a lot of things, basically, where I would say, okay, I could do, I could do a push up and then hop up and, into a burpee, whatever. And I would say, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'll hop up into a burpee and do a shoulder press, and that'll be part of my circuit.
Right.
And I would just innovate, and it, I always say I'm a cook, and I know how to, like, if you know 5 recipes, 20 recipes because you know how to put different, different things like that.
Right.
The
Right.
same
Right.
thing with this kind of workout, like you say, okay, instead of doing a row because you're not doing back that day, you do a bench, you do a military press, so that was something like to that effect. So
Mhm.
like I always like I said, I've always been big into bodybuilding. I always loved it. I actually I used to tape what was it? The Flex magazine on ESPN and
Oh
all
my
that stuff.
God. Yeah. Back in the day when we were kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Sean Ray and all
Oh
those guys. I
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that shit. I love that shit.
Yeah.
But that wasn't that after a while, I mean, I didn't want to get big.
Right.
First of all, I'm 5'6". I look like it's just a
Yeah.
little,
Look like
you
a
know,
Johnny pump. And if anybody doesn't know
exactly.
what a Johnny pump is in New York, a Johnny pump is a fire hydrant. Sorry. Go ahead.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to look like that. I wanted to look like I wanted to look like the Rocky Sylvester Stallone ripped up.
And shape. Yeah.
When he says he's 194 or 202, no,
That was
he's like
such
one
bullshit.
six. He's like
Yeah.
165. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, really.
you go back
Yeah,
and look
yeah,
at him. He does not look like a
yeah.
fighter at all.
No way. I mean,
Especially
like,
a heavyweight. He does not look like a heavyweight at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was married to Bridget Nelson. Bridget Nelson had like 2 bodies on him.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wanted to be the guy that was more. That was harder to get to me. To me, I was like, you know what?
That is
Yeah, I
tougher.
could. It's hard to get ripped up, especially in your 40s, have
Oh, yeah.
abs, dude. When
Yeah.
I started this thing, I was like, I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life, but I never thought I was gonna get abs. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Right.
all of a sudden, I woke up this morning. What's up, fellas? I was like, oh, where the
Yeah.
fuck did
Yeah.
these guys come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was weird, and I was like, I just kept on doing it, and it was so rewarding. What made it more rewarding that it came from being very general in my house. Like I said, I was doing just basic movements in my yard.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, I'm just doing it just to stay in shape, not to get out of shape. My goal really was to be in the best shape of my life. And again, I kudos to changing my diet. And when before the pandemic, I worked late hours in the city. So while I still maintained a good diet and I would have fish and stuff like that, I was eating 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I was
Hmm.
I was with clients, and obviously there's wine involved, and
Right.
that's
Right.
calories.
Yeah.
That's empty calories, and if you do that 2, 3 times a week, that adds up. You know what I'm saying? So I
Sure.
was
Sure. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm taking advantage of the fact that I don't have to do that shit anymore.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm home, and I just gave it a try, man, and all of a sudden, like, just like the fat just melted off of me, man. And I was like, damn.
Yeah,
And
if
I just,
people, yeah, a lot of guys, like it's just if people would put in a little bit of dedication, it comes off like that.
dedication is the word.
It,
Dedication is
it,
the word. Dedication and discipline.
I
That's the
can't.
word.
Yeah, I don't want to go backwards, but I can't tell you how many guys ask me, how do I lose weight? Stop eating. Just
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, come on, have a little discipline, just a
Yeah, it's
little bit.
right, 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 right.
They always say, I gotta get back to the gym. I gotta do. Well, fucking get back,
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
back.
yeah. Yeah,
Like,
and this is why I wanted to have you on, because friends at work or whatnot look at me and they go, well, I got to get back to the gym. And I'm like, you don't have to go to the gym. If working out or
right,
bodybuilding isn't for
right,
you, there's so many other things you could try.
right,
I mean,
right,
now MMA is huge. They have MMA classes everywhere. There's
right,
CrossFit. I mean, there's so many different workouts that you could possibly do that you don't have to,
right.
go to the
Or
gym and
there's
push
right,
weight.
or there's right, or you just don't stop fucking ordering DoorDash at 9 o'clock
Yeah,
and with fries and chicken wings
yeah. Make
and stuff
smart
like
food
that.
choices. Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
exactly. So that's when you start. I always say you start with your diet.
Yeah,
If you really
absolutely.
want to lose weight, you got to start with your diet.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what assess what you eat on a certain thing. If and I always tell people, and no matter what kind of diet you're on, if sometimes people like there's this chemical thing that goes on when you go to say, for example, like there's a day you wake up and I tell I'm gonna meet my friends for brunch. Are you, first of all, are you really hungry, or you just want to do? Is this a social event?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be your favorite place to go for brunch, right? And you're like, I'm not even that hungry, but you're going to go to your favorite place that has your favorite French toast, and you're going to fucking eat it anyway
Right,
because
right, right.
you feel like you're doing an injustice to this place because you're eating that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do things and with your friends and not actually like eat, or if you're not hungry, don't eat. I always say the same thing. Like just because listen, obviously there's exceptions, the holidays, you want to overindulge or whatever, but like if you keep on getting invited to like different dinners and stuff like that, and you're sacrificing that with like what you should be really doing, you kind of have to put a stall on that and just like say, if I'm not really hungry, why am I eating this? If I'm full from like last night or whatever, why am I eating French toast right now at 10 o'clock where I really wanted to get a workout in
Right, right, right.
instead? You know what I'm saying? So you have
Yeah.
to like you kind of have to put your foot down and like be able to like, tell your friends like, no, listen. And you know what? And I've said this many times. You'll be surprised if you're the first person that says, "No, guys, you know what? Why we gotta do brunch? I really want to get a workout in." You'll be surprised. Maybe two or three of your friends say, "You know what? That's a good idea. Let's do the same thing," and they'll follow you. Like,
Yeah.
be an innovator. Be the leader. Don't be the follower.
Yeah, right, right,
And
right, right.
that really helps. That really
Yeah.
helps in that thing. Be the person that actually initiates the whole change instead of being like waiting for somebody else to do it.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's not difficult. Like you said, you just bring it up. You go, maybe we should
Right.
start hitting the gym together. That's a great way for couples to get in shape. One person
Yeah,
has to,
yeah.
one person just has to say, how about maybe let's go to a gym membership, or find something fun we could do to exercise and
Right.
get back in shape. One person just has to tell the other person. A guy tells you your wife, or wife tells your husband, and say, let's do it. And you have time together. You have common time together, Anyway,
Just don't in the middle of my workout. Don't be making out in front of me while I'm trying to get it. Then you're gonna hear it from me. Like,
yeah, you want to avoid that. I'll tell you exactly how you
yeah,
avoid that. You go to a hardcore gym, like those hole in the wall gyms. I think in Staten Island you have. I think Pump and Iron is still there on Victory Boulevard.
is it still
It's
there?
PI Fitness. Yeah, it's still there. It used to be.
Dude. I love the when we worked out in the '90s, early 2000s. Those gyms, you did not fuck around.
That's
If
right.
you
Yeah.
fuck around, they will let you know about it.
Yeah.
Now, with these kids with the texting, like, and
And they don't
like
learn.
they don't give a shit. They sit on a bench to sit on a bench.
Yeah.
There's 3 benches. There's people waiting to work out, and you're going to sit
Yeah.
on a bench and
Yeah.
text while your friend's working out. I don't give. I don't care, dude. That drives me insane.
Yeah, if you you're gonna get that at Retro, LA Fitness, New York Sports Club. You're gonna get it there.
Big
But
time.
if you don't want to go there, listen. It's not gonna be the nicest place, and it's gonna smell like body odor. But find out.
I'll take it, man.
There's always one. You know that they've gotten knocked out since the big companies have taken over gyms and whatnot. But there's always one or two in and around that you have to look for. And in Staten Island, it is Planet. Listen to me, PI Fitness. It's a Pump and Iron. It used to be next to Big Apple Bazaar, but now it's on Victory Boulevard.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah,
yeah, and you used to go, but you go. There's plenty in Jersey. I did a review of Diamond Gym. There's a really hardcore gym. You go to any, you go to Long Island, and there is Bev Francis, a Powerhouse. They're out there. You just got to look for them.
Yep, absolutely.
But there's not going to be many girls in spandex pants.
But there's people. Yeah, and listen. I mean, it's fine. I mean, if you listen, I get it. It's you want to meet girls and everything, but there's people that actually just walk into the gym, and it's as if they walk into a bar and they just want to meet people.
And they go through the motions and
that drives me.
Well, you go in the morning, right?
I go. Well, actually, I go morning, afternoon, whatever.
So when you go in the morning, you see the retarees do that.
Oh,
they're just hanging out. Yeah,
dude. It's and they're leaning on. Oh my God, guys, come on, come on, let's go.
Yeah, they retired to go hang out in the gym first thing in the morning. They go in the pool. They walk around the locker room with their balls hanging out. Fucking, it's unbelievable.
Oh, that too. I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah, I know, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway, John, I want to thank you for coming on, brother. We've known how long have we known each other? 30 years.
Since what?
Yeah. Since high school, so 1990.
1990, yeah.
Jesus
Christ. I was your math tutor.
Oh my God!
I was your math tutor.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
You asked me to tutor you in math. For some reason, I just caught on to like this. Miss Marino.
Wow, she was a slob. I remember her. She was such a fat slob. She really was. She was such a bitch.
She was a big gambler.
Hey, really?
Huge gambler.
I didn't know that.
That was a lie. Oh, she was open about it. She would yell at you to go to your locker in the middle of when you're not supposed to get your locker. She should give you like 3 detentions. If you got caught with the football tickets, remember those football tickets?
Yeah.
She bought like 5 of them off you.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes,
I had no idea. That's unbelievable.
That's why she was so good at math, because she was a number genius. She was and so
that's right. Yeah, I suck at math. Still to this day, I suck at math. So
I remember. I tutored you. You actually you passed the grade, and then we went. One time I went to the pond. Remember the pond?
Sure. Yeah.
And then you came over with your St. Ives. And
my God!
And you had a St. Ives. You go, here's a few for my tutor. And then we had St. Ives together.
I don't even remember that. Jesus Christ.
1992. Yes.
Oh my God!
I have a great memory that way, John. I'm a freak that way. I do.
Yeah. I don't remember that at all.
Those little moments keep us keep me happy. I actually feel bad for these kids nowadays that they don't have moments like that. They don't even know what the fuck that is.
That's a whole other discussion. There's no social life whatsoever. It's unbelievable.
Exactly. Yeah. But John, this was really a pleasure. I'm very proud of you. Like I said,
Thanks
you're a great interviewer. I've been watching all your channels. God bless you, man.
Thanks a lot, brother. And one more time, your Instagram is
Kass Fitness. KASST Fitness.
Okay.
Kass Iron Fitness. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. KASST Iron Fitness, and your Facebook is just John Kass.
It's just me, John D. Kass.
Okay. All right. Great. So people know where to check you out. I'll make sure that's in the description area. John, listen, we'll keep in touch, brother, and
absolutely, man.
All the respect in the world toward you. We'll talk soon.
Likewise, buddy. Have a good one.
All right. Later.
Take care.